skeletal system and nervous system. Learning checklist. Skeletal system, nervous system, and sense organs. Choose the correct options for each of the following. The function of the skeletal system is to give dash to the body. First, support. Second, shape. Third, strength. And fourth, all of these. Answer: all of these. The function of skeletal system give us support, shape, strength to our body. The joint between the skull and the backbone is dash. Ball and socket joint, hinge joint, pivot joint, gliding joint, pivot joint. The joint between the skull and the backbone is called the pivot joint. Ten pairs of ribs are connected in the front to the dash. Backbone, sternum, brain, nerves. Answer: stern. Which of these structures protect the brain? Backbone, rib cage, skull, forelimb. Answer: skull. Which of these structures protects the brain? The skull protects the brain. Most reflex actions are controlled by the spinal cord. This is true. If it's true, fill in the blank using correct words. First, dash protects the soft internal organs of our body. Option: nerves or skeleton. Answer: skeleton. Skeleton protects the soft internal organs of our body. Second, the dash controls everything that the body does. Brain. The brain controls everything that the body does. Third, dash muscles are attached to the skeleton. Options: voluntary and involuntary. Voluntary muscles are attached to the skeleton. Fourth, the most of the joints in the skull are dash. Option: movable. Humerus, ankle, hips, knee, and ligament. Hips are called the ball and the socket joint. That are hips. Humerus, the long bone in the arm. That is the long bone in our arm. Knee ligament. Ligament is a tissue that joins two bones. Knee hinge joint. The that two joints like the hinge or false. For true, we can write T, and for false, we can write F. So the first question, bones and muscles work together to bring about movements. Does it look like true, or it is true, or it is false? Bones and muscles work together to bring out movements. True, because the bones and muscles work together to make a movement. Second, Cartilage joint are found between the small bones in the vertebral column. It's false. The nervous system is made up of the brain, the heart, and the nerves. False. Fourth, the brainstem controls our intelligence, memory, logic, and sense organs. It's false. Sixth, the skin is the largest organ in our body. Yeah, it's true. So, see your body, there is the skin the most, right? So, it is the largest. It's true. Name the following. It's ball and socket joint. The system that controls everything you do. The answer is brain. Yeah, that's correct. The part of the brain that helps us to maintain the balance of our body. Movements. Muscles causes movement due to its ability to contract the relax. The spinal cord connects the brain and the other parts of the body. The spinal cord sends information between the brain and most of the body through the spinal nerve. A person with head injury often suffers from loss of memory. A loss of memory from the moment of TBI onward is called the post-traumatic amnesia. It can last from a few minutes to several weeks or months, depending on the severity of brain injury. If you can't remember the events of your TBI, you likely never will. That's because your brain did not store those memories. Muscles are connected to motor nerve. The motor nerve releases a chemical which is picked up by the muscle's fiber. This signals that the muscle fiber to contract, which makes the muscles move. Answer the following questions briefly. How many pairs of ribs are there in a human body? What are floating ribs? Let's take the answer. There are two pairs of floating ribs present in human body. There are usually 12 pairs of ribs. The 11th and the 12th pair of ribs are called floating ribs because the ribs do not attach to the sternums or the another rib. What are joints? Name the different types of joints found in a human body. The places where two bones meet is called joint. There are two types of joint, i.e. movable that can move freely and immovable that do not allow any movement between the bones. The four types of movable bones are joints of ball and socket joint, hinge joint, pivot joint, and gliding joint. What is cartilage? Where is it found in the body? A tough, elastic substance that holds the bones together at the joint is called the cartilage. The hip joint and the knee joint have cartilage in the human body. Name the three parts of the brain. Which is the largest part of the brain? Cerebrum and medulla oblongata are the main parts of the brain. Cerebrum help us to remember things, understand meanings and solve problems. Cerebellum controls our muscle activities and help us balance our body during movement. Medulla oblongata controls what is the reflex action. The automatic response of the body to a particular stimulus is called the What are the functions of our skeletal system? The skeletal system is the framework of bones that give us support to our body. It is also called a skeleton. Name the main parts of skeletal system. Explain the structure of the rib cage and the spinal cord. The different parts of human skeleton are skull, rib cage, backbone, limbs, and girdles. Ribs are thin and curved bones that form a cage in the chest called the rib cage. Most people have 12 pair of ribs. Describe the two types of muscles in our body. Give examples for each. Voluntary muscles. Muscles that are under our control are called the voluntary muscles. Examples: muscles in our arms and legs. Involuntary muscles. Muscles that are not under our control are called involuntary muscles. Muscles in our What are the functions of the different parts of the brain? The main part of the brain are first, cerebrum. It helps us to remember things, understand meanings and solve problems. Second, cerebellum. It controls our muscles, activities and helps us balance our body during movement. Third, medulla oblongata. It controls involuntary actions like heartbeat, breathing and sneezing. Explain how a reflex action takes place when you touch a hot pan. There are two pairs of floating ribs present in human body. There are usually 12 pairs of ribs. The 11th and 12th pairs of ribs are called floating ribs because these ribs do not attach to the sternums or to another rib. What are senses organs? Explain briefly the functions of each sense organs. Those sense organs: sight, smell, hearing, taste, and touch. We see with our eyes, we smell with our noses, we listen with our ears, we taste with our tongue, and we touch with our skin. Our brain receives signals from each these organs and interprets them to give us a sense of what happens. As they get older. As you age, joint movements become stiffer and less flexible because the amount of liberating fluid inside your joint decreases and cartilage becomes thinner. Ligaments also tend to shorten and lose some flexibility, make joint feel stiff. Picture study. Label the different parts of the brain in the following diagram. You can see here, this is the diagram. This part is called the cerebrum. This part is called the cerebellum. And this part is called the brainstem. Bye bye.